Hello friends, Mark Spade here. As always, hope this video finds you well. Hope that you are enjoying a warm pipe, a favorite blend, and a comfy chair. I myself am smoking out of my Neerup, partially rusticated bent Rhodesian, and in it, the only tobacco for this pipe, Maltese Falcon by GL Peace. So for today's video, I want to officially welcome you to discovering episode 2, the estate pipes. Real quick, just to give everybody a disclaimer, these pipes, there's over 100 pipes in this estate. The beneficiary has tasked me with the sale of these pipes as well as the consignment tobaccos. That being said, I do have a commission that I get off of these, just so everybody is real clear on what's going on here financially. All that being said, a link to the eBay store, my eBay store, is going to take you to these pipes. Most of them I'm going to show you in this video, and you'll be able to get your hands on them. Now, as I said, there's over 100 pipes in this estate, so I cannot possibly show you a video of every single pipe, at least right now. So I've got a brief showcasing of some of the content that's going to be in the store, but just know that there's going to be roughly 100. eBay also has some rules as far as how much money can be made and how many items can be sold in a month. So I'm not going to be able to list all 100 pipes and sell them all this month. We'll see where things go. But it's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of work to research them, to price them, to photograph them, to learn a bit about where these pipes come from, as well as getting them available so they can hopefully make it to your pipe racks. What I wanted to do first is just show you guys the estate collection, or at least a brief showcase of it, and then discuss my takeaways. So without further ado, let's look at some pipes. So as you can see, there is a large variety of pipes, different shapes and sizes by different makers, to include Savinelli, Peterson, Ben Wade, Dunhill, Claudio Cavici, Sergicopo, Radis, Winslow. There's those Dunhills on the bottom. Clarence Mickles. We got some Mearshams here of unknown origin. And with just over 100 pipes, we have a large variety. All right, I'll set this here. So the first pipe that actually caught my attention in this collection is this Castello. It's an old Red Rock, and it is marked 4K right there. And just that two-tone stain is quite eye-catching and stunning. In terms of a more Canadian shape, this would be a shorter and stubbier rendering, but I just think this pipe is quite amazing. It's remarkably light and really grips me. It's one of my favorites. Here we have another Castello in the Canadian style. This is an old antiquary, and it's actually marked with the 2 G's there. I'm quite fond of this one as well. Here we have a Larison. Again, in that Canadian style. This one has actually got a kind of a seal stamp here, and it says Larison, handmade in Cornwall, England, 2012. But I love the stem. Here we have a Clarence Mickles. The rim here has been a bit charred, and there seems to have been some over-reaming perhaps, so it's going to be marked down a bit for that reason. However, this is a Clarence Mickles, stamped Mickles 2000 USA. So here we have one that's actually 23 years old, and I think it's a very well crafted pipe. Here we have another Clarence Mickles pipe. I just love it. It's different. It's not, expertly crafted in terms of dimensions, but it is very creative. Feels amazing in hand, and even sits. So fantastic pipe here. Here we have a Savinelli Tundra 320. It's the EX. And this one hasn't been smoked, so it is in perfect condition. But I'm quite partial to this one myself. Here we have another Savinelli. This is the 2007 Pipes and Tobaccos Pipe of the Year. And just a beautiful rusticated bulldog. Here we have a Ferndown Premier. It's the Lesswood. And on the stem here, it's LJS. But again, in that Canadian shape that's so prevalent in this collection. Here's a Ron Powell. So we have an American-made, absolutely massive Canadian-style pipe. But to get even bigger still, here's a Sergicopo. This one is a Maxima marked S2. Sergicopo. This is an enormous Canadian. Here's a Radis Canadian with a large chamber. This one is actually a Radis Underwood marked with a G, and has the number 33 stamped on it here. And it's got kind of that overflowing pot carving on there. Here's a Sergicopo, again with that overflowing, kind of dripping honey look to it. I just love some of these stems on the Sergicopos. That kind of banding there is beautiful. Here we have a Savinelli 802 Ontario, again in that Canadian style. Wonderful pipe. This is a hand-carved Ben Wade golden mat. Another hand-carved Ben Wade golden mat. Here's a Claudio Cavici, again in that same Canadian style that's so favored in this collection. Here's another Castello. This is actually a year 2000 Pipes and Tobaccos Pipe of the Year. This is a Castello Sea Rock Briar, and it's stamped 113 of 250. Here's a CAO Meerschaum. There's another Meerschaum. The marks aren't so telling here, and it's actually a faux spigot because it does have the same plastic threaded mortise and tenon, but it has the appearance of a spigot, and it's still a beautiful Meerschaum pipe. Now, as I was rummaging through this collection for the first time, a little white dot caught my eye. And this was the first of the Dunhills that I uncovered. This is a ring grain 6105 Dunhill in near perfect condition. A little bit of rim darkening, but it is a fantastic pipe. Another Dunhill. It's an LB1 Shellbriar, and in pretty great condition as well. Another Dunhill. Quite a bit of oxidation on the stem, but otherwise it's in pretty good shape. This is a Shellbriar 5103, and this is, I believe, a nickel band, but that cleaned up pretty nicely. Another Dunhill, a little different take. You get this bent bulldog style. The stem is loose, but that's an easy fix, and there is a bit of oxidation. Other than that, though, it is in remarkable condition. It's a 5108 Shellbriar Dunhill. Here we have a Canadian style Dunhill. Again, a little loose in the stem, but also an easy fix. This is a 5109 Shellbriar, and it is in fantastic condition. And I may go ahead and fix some of these stems before they're sold. Here's a Dunhill, more of a, I guess it'd be more of a sandblasted Dunhill. Bit of oxidation, not bad on the stem. And then this is a 5103 Shellbriar. And then the band work here, I'm not sure if it's sterling silver or not, but I do know we have an AD. Here's 925. Seems to be some heraldic symbolism, like the lion. I believe that's a bust of the queen and a bear, perhaps. But this is a beautiful pipe. It's definitely a favorite of mine. I've thought about buying it for myself. Here's another Dunhill. It's seen better days. This is a, what is that? 4103 Shellbriar. Good bit of oxidation on a loose stem, but it's got a beautiful band and definitely has some character marks. And the last for the showcase, at least for now anyway, is this Radis pipe. I just love it. It is a Radis rind, pure, marked with the number 33, and it is stunning, and even comes with a nice pipe sock. So I'm a big fan of this one here. It is a lot of pipes. As Brian Quilty named my space the Pipe Haven. The Pipe Haven is absolutely overrun with pipes and related paraphernalia, as well as some of the tobacco is already here as well. A little bit of history though on the collection. It's my understanding that roughly half of this collection was thrown out. As devastating as that is, we've been able to preserve this much history. Now, this collection actually dates back to the late 70s. Some of these pipes have a stamp on them in the early 80s, and that's great. I mean, just a fantastic collection. There's a lot of age here. There's a lot of stories to be told in these pipes. And there's a wide range of pipes. And some of these I think is interesting because you can look back on the time frame in which the pipe was purchased and see that it was a pipe that was trending, so to speak, in the time, or a manufacturer that was trending in the time. For instance, these Savinellis are a bit newer. The Petersons are from the early 2000s for the most part. But then the other thing that I've really taken from this collection is the overwhelming amount of Canadians. Now, my opinion on this is that likely he started with the Dunhill. It seems to me that some of these Dunhills or some of the older pipes in the collection and that this might be kind of where he got turned on to the idea of Canadians offering a specific kind of smoke and aesthetic that he was after. And then you see that duplicated throughout time, across manufacturers, and with slightly different renderings in size and overall texture and finish. So I have found that to be quite intriguing. I actually myself picked up a Canadian out of this collection. Here is my Savinelli Alligator. Uh, I just fell in love with this one and had to have it. And so this is my Canadian from this collection. And I gotta say, I have developed a real fondness of Canadian pipes just from handling these so much. The way that the weight is distributed, the lack of acrylic or ebonite or vulcanite or whatever the stem material happens to be on any given pipe, the lack of material there with the emphasis on the briar is really something that's sparked my intrigue. I'm not going to say that I will be buying any more. I just say that I really do appreciate the shape now more than I did beforehand. It's a lot different once you've actually got them. It's kind of like the first time holding a real Danish made briar. They're just bigger. They're more robust. They have a better full feel in hand. And then once you're handling some of these Ben Wades or the Brebenholmes or some of these other freehand pipes, you know, you just really have a new appreciation for the ergonomics. And so that's what I have found to be one of my bigger takeaways from this collection. Also, there are 11, I think, Dunhills in this collection. And to be honest, I've been skeptical. SMR picked up a Dunhill not too long ago, and that video intrigued me. Interacting with them, cleaning them, you know, really analyzing these Dunhills, I think I'm gonna pick one up. I'm not quite sure where from, not quite sure what state it's gonna be in, but I did get to fix one up specifically for the beneficiary. So his dad had one from 2001 that had his name engraved on the gold band. And I cleaned that one up. I fixed the loose stem and got it in pretty well brand new shape for the beneficiary. And so we actually sat here in the old Pipe Haven and had a smoke and talked over this collection and did a little bit of business talk as well. But we had a really good time down here, and you got to try a couple tobaccos, and it was great. Just keep your eye out on the store, and feel free to reach out to me here or on my email in regards to these pipes as well. And any input that you might have, I'm all ears to hear it. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. To me, this has been a really cool endeavor. It's been a really eye-opening experience. There's a lot of pipe manufacturers here that have given me a lot to read on, such as Clarence Mickles. Clarence Mickles, he actually, I guess, put the 2 dots on his pipe because it is a dot better than a Dunhill. By my analysis, I disagree in terms of craftsmanship, but they are fine pipes in and of themselves. And there's a lot more stuff like that, little stories that I've been able to uncover from these different manufacturers present on my table here. And so this has been quite the experience for me. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed coming along for it as well. Join me next time where we're going to dive into the consignment tobaccos. There are pounds and pounds of tobacco still haven't made their way here. I've got some piled up already, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what else is in that collection on that front. Heads up, there is a tin of Frogmorton, and there are a couple still sealed bags of Esoterica. That's all for spoilers. Yeah, some of y'all have already reached out to me about the pipe tobacco, and I'll be sure to try my best to keep you in the loop there. And with that, I'm Mark Spade. Thanks for watching.